the same principles as the quantum computers that people in your society are now beginning to create.
量子コンピューターご存知ですか？そういうベースのアイディアで、この新しいエネルギー作ることを多分、似たようなコンセプトです。
Does this answer your question? Because I believe we may have stretched the translator far enough.
Thank you. それが答えできるんですか？答えなってるんですか？わかりましたか？
わかりました。ちょっといいですか？日本が今地震とか水害とかすごく多くなってるんですけど、何か意味があるんでしょうか？
He's asking, there's many sort of disasters happening in Japan right now with earthquakes and floods. Is that what is the reasoning behind that?
You are shaking yourselves awake.
そう、なんていう起きるような動きをしてるんです。
You understand the analogy?
それ make sense ですか？ He's got one more question. Yes, I think that made sense for him.
And?
The people who live in Shambhala or Telos are coming out from inside of the earth sometime soon. Are they ancient Lemuria people?
First of all, the idea of the hollow earth doesn't exist physically. Again, similar to the idea of Venus, it's in another dimension. People sometimes enter it through portals on your planet and think they're actually physically inside the earth, but in fact they have actually been translated to another dimension they just think is inside the earth.
シャンバラという人間人たち場所はヴィーナスと金星と似たようなことなんで、この次元ではいないんです。この次元では彼らが いません。ただその5次元 それから他の次元で彼らがいるということです。
But they have always been helping.
で、そのアクセスはできるんです。その次元アクセスできて、彼らもすごい助けされてるんです。ヴィーナスと同じようなことです。
One of the effects of their assistance is the fact that we're having these kinds of discussions, that you're waking up and realizing these kinds of concepts.
その効果、そのエフェクトがこういうみたいな会話したり、みんなインタラクトされたりとか、みんな起きれるようになってるんです。
Thank you, Bashar. I understand.
Oh, all right.
I love you.
Thank you.
Our unconditional love to you as well. ありがとうございました。
Greetings, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you for this experience. You've been very instrumental in my awakening process since 2010. It's been a pleasure working with your energy.
And yours, all of yours as well.
In terms of your simple physics,
yes,
can you explain how our soul, embeds into our DNA and braids more and more strands?
Well, again, the idea is that your body is actually in your soul, not the other way around. Your body is a crystallization projection of the idea of your soul. And the level at which, as a society, you are operating, when you increase the frequency of the vibrations of energy of that level, then the crystallized body form or projection will start to replicate or reflect the changes in the frequency as you go up the scale, so to speak, as you come closer to being more rarefied like the soul. So you start exhibiting things in your body like an increase in silicon and so on and so forth that makes you a better receptor of higher frequency energies, the ultimate formation of a third strand of DNA that opens up all, or is representative of opening up of all the DNA markers that haven't opened yet, even within the double strand that you have. All these things are reflections of an upgrade of your frequency as a crystallized projection of the idea of your soul. Physical reality is just a projection, it's a dream. In a sense, you actually never leave non-physical reality. Non-physical reality, or what you may loosely call the spirit realm, is your natural home. It's your natural state. You're there right now. All of you are there right now. You're just dreaming that you're not. But you're having that dream there, in the spirit realm. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So as you become more lucid in the dream of physical reality, then physical reality takes on more of the aspects of that lucidity and creates more representations of it in physical terms. Because it's just a reflection of a blueprint on a higher level. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is this answering your question?
So is our DNA like the hardware in terms of a computer software referencing?
Well, it's kind of both. As a physical being, if you want to just look at it from a physical point of view, you are DNA. That's actually what you are as a physical being. This body is just the suit the DNA created to walk around in. So your body is kind of like a spacesuit for the being, the physical being that is actually simply DNA. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
So what are the things that are blocking our DNA from fully activating?
Belief systems that you've bought into that contain certain kinds of energies that don't allow for a free flow of your natural frequency. That's why we say it's so important to get in touch with your definitions, because your definitions create your reality experience in totality. So when you clear out the definitions that are contrary to the true frequency of your essence, of your being, then you start to flow, you start to accelerate, you start to exhibit more of the aspects that are relevant for that level of energy expression. So getting in touch with those definitions is critical, is crucial, is key. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does this help?
Absolutely.
Anything else?
What is the physics of gravity?
The physics of gravity, to explain it briefly, if you can imagine the following image in your mind. You know what a Fibonacci spiral looks like?
Yes.
Imagine a Fibonacci spiral going outward from a center point, yes? Have you got that so far?
Yes.
Now, start at the center point again and imagine another Fibonacci spiral in the opposite direction, also going outward from that center point. Have you got that?
Got it.
You're kind of creating a net where the spirals start crossing each other at different points over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, yes?
Yes.
The idea is that web, that mathematical energetic template, that structure is the underlying foundation of physical reality expressing itself in an energetic pattern, and that's the fundamental foundation of what you call gravity. Does that make sense in your language?
Got it.
Anything else?
Are there any physical structures, geometric shapes that we can sleep in, meditate in, that will increase and aid in embedding more of our DNA?
Yes.
What are they?
Well, you already know what the pyramidal shape can do. Yes?
Yes.
All right. But look at the idea more from the concept of proportion and ratio. Phi ratios, natural ratios, Fibonacci sequences, and so forth, as being the necessary proportions for the amplification and focusing and magnification of these energies. The idea, though, is that these, like anything, are just permission slips, and you know what we say about those, yes?
Yes.
Then when you ask a question, are there any shapes? The idea is to remember that everything, every tool, every technique, every object, every ritual is a permission slip. And whatever works best for you is what you will gravitate to, is what your curiosity will attract you to, is what your excitement will lead you to as the permission slip that will work best for you according to your excitement, your intention. So it really almost doesn't matter what the shape is. If you trust that you will be attracted to the permission slip that will work best for you, then you will find out at that moment what it is. It may not always be the same because the idea is dynamic. It's always changing because you're always changing. And one moment, one permission slip may work, and in another moment, another permission slip may be necessary. But ultimately, understand that all the permission slip is doing is aligning with your belief system in a way that allows you to give yourself permission to be more of yourself. So you're the ultimate permission slip anyhow. And fundamentally, just by acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability, with no insistence on a particular outcome, that will do it. That will do everything. Because it's a complete kit. You all own dictionaries. Look up the word complete. It means leaves nothing out. Anything that's relevant for your life will be contained by following your excitement, because excitement is the message, is the body's translation of the message from the higher mind. And when you act on it, you're answering the higher mind, saying, I heard you loud and clear. Let's start a dialogue. All right, I'll send you more excitement. You answer me by acting on it. Deal? Deal. And that's how it grows, and that's how you expand, and that's how you accelerate, and that's how the body starts reflecting that, and the reality starts reflecting that more and more and more and more and more. Make sense?
Got it.
Simple physics, yes?
Simple physics.
Will that do?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I am very, very excited to be speaking with you today,
As are we with you.
and extremely grateful to you and to the gentleman who gave me his parking space today. I'm very appreciative.
So you manifested a physical parking fairy.
I actually did a parking angel, and I thought of that myself.
Oh, all right.
Yes. I wanted to ask you very many different questions, but I know that you know who I am, and maybe you can save these people time listening to me speak by simply telling me something.
Nope.
Okay. So I'll
You
ask.
need to open the door
I'll go
so
the
that
long
all
way.
may share in the process.
Yes, sir, I can go the long way. You gave us on this diagram, I was planning on asking you something about
Yes.
one of my permission slips,
Yes.
astrology.
Yes.
As I read this clockwise, we have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, part of fortune, Moon, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Yes.
Okay, so I have been wondering about how I can use my own astrological points in my chart to connect with the beings of those planets and what quote unquote fixed stars.
Well, what do you mean you've been wondering? Where's your imagination?
I've been actually doing quite a bit on this.
Well, then, what do we need to add?
Well, because you actually know more about those things.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I can tell you what I've recently discovered while I've been in
All
your
right,
energy
please do.
here in Arizona.
Yes.
Is that I have been led to look into the quote-unquote fixed star Algol
Yes.
and Aldebaran.
Yes.
Okay, I have Mars directly conjunct Aldebaran.
All right.
And as I began to experience Aldebaran as Michael the Archangel standing in the sky,
Well, all right. That's a
is that not correct?
tangential offshoot that can be perceived that way, but it's not the main energy.
Okay, because what I experienced was Saint Michael as Aldebaran standing behind me with his wings about me.
Yes.
And then I began to feel his actual wings growing out of my shoulders and up my neck.
All right.
Okay, so that's a kind of a huge thing.
Yes. But what you're actually dealing with on a larger level is simply the concept of that which symbolizes archetypal consciousness.
Yes.
And you're expressing it very specifically in the way that you are perceiving it, and that's fine. But the greater energy is simply overall the idea of archetypal consciousness.
Can you elaborate on Aldebaran?
Well, again, the concept is that it provides you an opportunity to mold if you will, the energy into whatever archetype is the best reflection for you at any given moment, allowing you to deal with that energy, with that consciousness on a larger level than on an individual basis. A collective level, represented by a single symbol. But you're
Yes.
actually connecting to a collective.
Yes. Okay, so that is an actual civilization or race on Aldebaran?
Well, not so much the idea of a civilization in the way you understand it, but certainly a collection of consciousness that is not in your terms physical as you understand that.
Okay, so
Let's put it this way. It's the idea of the department of archetypes.
oh,
Does that help you in your language to
Kinda.
frame it that way?
okay.
Welcome to the department of archetypes.
It's a larger
Which
ontological
archetype
question.
would you feel would serve you best at this moment?
Oh.
Archangel Michael, here you go.
Okay, so Aldebaran is like a wild card. It can be any archetype that you.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Because it's a collective of archetypal energy that can be expressed in any form you need it to be. It molds itself to your interpretation in the way you need it best.
Alrighty then. Okay, so I have other questions about that, but a very burning question for me.
Ooh.
The connection that I feel to Nikola Tesla,
Yes.
is that a real thing or is that my imagination?
What do you mean, is it real or your imagination?
Am I actually interacting with a different individuated soul, or is it my higher self wearing sock puppet masks?
What's the difference? Because both are necessary to interact with anything. So
They are.
yes, you're connecting to the actual vibrational frequency that is representative of that individual as an offshoot of it. At the same time, you have to use your own higher mind to create your version, the sock puppet that you can relate to, that you can interpret in your reality out of your energy.
So
So it's both.
So he really is interacting with me?
Well, when you say he, understand that he, from your perspective, is not a person anymore.
No, he's not. I have wondered if he is essentially the planet Uranus.
He is connected strongly to that frequency, yes.
Okay, and he also has Uranus conjunct Algol. Can you talk about that at all?
Listen to the original word, algol,
Yes.
the ghoul.
Algol, yeah.
So the idea is that, not in a scary way, it is just a recognition of working with what you would typically call the deeper mysteries.
Okay.
The things that you think exist in the darkness that are not necessarily negative, just those deeper mysteries that you have to be willing to go into that realm to extract.
I gotcha. Right.
So that you can have connection to that information. It is also connected to the idea specifically of the expression of taking those mysteries and those energies and transforming it into invention.
Yes. Yes.
Well, look at Tesla.
Yes.
Remember the ability that he had?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Yes, where he would have the energies coming like Medusa's hair coming out of his finger.
More than that, he had the capacity to actually literally visualize in physical terms. You would call them hallucinations, but that's not exactly what they were. He could actually visualize every single invention he created before he created it, to the point where he could actually make it run in his head, see it running, take it apart, see where the wear and tear is, put it back together, correct the problems, and that's why everything he built worked the first time he built it, because he'd already done it in the hallucination.
Okay, because Tesla, when I experience him observing something
Yes.
that he takes an interest in for whatever reason,
Yes.
and then going to the very center of it, seeing it all at once,
Yes.
and then choosing which portion of it he'd like to experience,
Yes.
and then rolling it backwards and forwards in his mind.
This is allowing the physical dream to be fully lucid.
Yeah.
That's what he could do.
It's with fractals, though. Some of what
Absolutely.
what he does involves fractals.
Oh, absolutely. Because again, as we said, phi ratios, Fibonacci's, fractals, these are the underlying frameworks and structures of your physical reality. If you want to be poetic about it, fractals are the bones of God.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he definitely knows how to use fractals. And the idea that I have is that he is actually communicating, he's maintaining a sort of friendship with me while he is actually alive. And I am alive because he is a master of time enough to move his mind to meet me while we are both alive.
This is also what we're doing. The idea of sliding our consciousness up and down the so-called timeline is what allows us to interact through the channel, which essentially, from your linear point of view, would be considered a past life of mine.
Yes, but Darryl can't actually do that, I don't think. I don't
Not
know anybody.
yet.
I don't know anybody else who can do that except Tesla.
But we can.
Bashar, that is so amazing. The other thing I wanted to ask you is about my counterparts.
Yes.
My orthopedist suggested that I start swimming.
Yes.
And as I've gone swimming, as you've said before, when you enter that other world, it's really another world.
Yes.
And I go from not so much being able to walk or stand to being able to have like unlimited movement.
All right. Do you want to amplify that? You can if you will swim with the dolphins.
Yeah, so, but I can tell you that when I'm swimming, I started to feel like a giant, like a sea serpent.
Yes.
Okay, so is that who I am on Sirius?
Well, it's an analogy. It's a symbol. You are
It's-
connected to Sirius energy, to the amphibious society.
Is that individual a dragon?
Not exactly a dragon, but it is the idea of the symbol of such because they are amphibious beings that sort of look a little bit like lizards or salamanders.
It's like a giant snake moving in the water.
Sort of, but not really.
Okay,
Close.
because I felt when I started to feel like that giant snake,
Yes.
I felt like I should not have to hold my breath, that I should be able to just breathe in the water as
Well,
I
I'd
can.
suggest you be cautious about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Because we're not sure your belief system is taking you that far.
No, and I understand that. So I always have to swim on my back because I
No,
don't really know
alright.
how to swim. But I
Let
feel,
yourself be guided by the Sirius energy. It will bring you along at the pace that is comfortable for you and allow you to discover many, many things about that connection over time.
when I went to the pool in Flagstaff, I walked in there and they have an enormous dragon sea serpent
Yes.
mural on the wall.
Well, you attract yourself to the synchronicities that are representative of the symbols that reflect what you're dynamically working on at any given moment within your consciousness.
It was very nice, Bashar. Can I ask you also about my my persona on Orion?
You want to go back to the Orion systems?
Am I some kind of a Hitler type person there? I mean, I feel like I was an absolutely horrible person
I
there.
understand. Much of the ancient Orion systems dealt with the issues of negativity, suppression, oppression, slavery, servitude, all those kinds of limitations. It is one of the energies that is definitely being worked through on the earth at this time, playing out, turning that darkness into light. So yes, many of you have connections to what you would call those ancient Orion systems, where many of you have, in that sense, made connections to beings that are doing, all right, I'll just say, incredibly heinous things.
Okay, so that makes
This
more sense.
carried through into Atlantean times and is carrying through into this time on your planet as the final opportunity to turn that darkness into light. But yes, many of you have those ancient connections, but that's all right. You're
Okay.
balancing that out.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the process.
Awesome.
Does that help you?
It does.
Then thank you.
Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are welcome.
Hello.
And a you good day. Just making sure you're all awake.
My question is, can you tell me like everything I need to know?
Yes, I can. And I've already actually said it. Everything you need to know is this. Truly, this. Whatever options are available to you at any given moment, choose the one that contains more excitement than any other, even if it's just a little bit more. Act on it to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further. Do this with integrity. Do this with absolutely no assumption, no insistence on what the outcome ought to be or how it should look or how you should get there whatsoever. When you do that three-part formula, act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on the outcome, you open up and activate the kit, the toolkit of excitement. The toolkit contains everything you need to be supported in life in whatever form it needs to come in, the driving engine that moves you through life, the organizing principle of synchronicity that allows you to do what you need to do when you need to do it in perfect timing, in perfect order. It becomes the path of least resistance that allows you to flow through your life effortlessly. It becomes the path that connects you to all other expressions of your excitement, even if they don't look like they're connected on the surface. It's the excitement that tells you that they are. And it becomes the reflective mirror that reveals to you anything within your consciousness that might be out of alignment with that excitement, so that you can identify those definitions that don't work for you and let them go and add their energy to your excitement and continue to expand. And then any circumstance whatsoever, any situation whatsoever that arises from those actions, no matter how it looks, if you give it a positive meaning, you will only get a positive and beneficial effect, regardless of how the situation may have originated, regardless of anyone else's opinion or experience in that situation. That's it. That's all you need to know. Now, many people on your planet choose to complicate things beyond that and make them more difficult, but they don't have to. If they do, then that's their process. But it all comes down to understanding that what you believe to be true, what you define to be true, is how you experience your reality. And that your beliefs generate your feelings, your thoughts, and your behaviors. So anytime you have a behavior you don't prefer, a thought you don't prefer, a feeling you don't prefer, you can always trace it back down the line to something you must believe to be true that you're not aware of. Find out what that belief and definition is. When you identify it, if it's out of alignment with your true self, you will find that it will suddenly be nonsensical and illogical, and you'll drop it and let it go. If you don't drop it, if you still behave the same way, you haven't found the deeper belief yet. Keep digging. That's it. That's all you actually need to know. And one more thing. As you do this, as you move through life in this way, acting on your highest excitement, you will start living more in the present, living more in the moment. And because of that, you will know what you need to know when you need to know it. Period.
Okay.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Anything else?
Can you tell me where I originally came from?
Earth.
Before
Because
that.
again, remember you good.
I had a soul portrait done of me not too long ago.
Soul portrait.
Yes. And while the artist was working on the portrait, she said she saw a diadem on my 5th and my 6th chakras and a receiving pod on my 7th.
All right.
Can you explain those to me and
Yes,
what that
easily.
means?
That's the way she interprets that kind of energy in her permission slip reality.
Well, she didn't see them on any other chakras.
So what?
Okay, so it's just the chakras that she was seeing? It's not like it was anything different? Because I'd never heard those words used in regard to placement on a chakra.
Every energy vortex has also associated with it a geometric crystalline pattern.
Okay.
She was simply sensitive to the idea of the geometric crystalline pattern versions of those energy centers.
Okay.
And therefore, that's the way they were perceived.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Another question. I was told by the same woman that I am very connected to the Hathors, which I had never heard of before that moment. And then someone mentioned them earlier.
Yes.
And then I was...
Maybe you two can commiserate.
And also that I am an incarnated fairy. Do you, like,
Well,
what
in a
does that...
sense, not exactly.
Okay, can you
There
explain
are
what
many
that means?
beings that do have cross connections to the idea of nature spirits, the nature spirit dimension and realm, which does contain an expression of consciousness that you would recognize as the kind of ideas you're calling fairies and such.
Okay.
So you have cross connections to it, but again, please remember, the idea is that all incarnations exist simultaneously.
Right.
So reincarnation can be had as an experience but it doesn't mean that you actually become one thing and then another. The idea is that you're cross-connecting to another simultaneous coexistence in the idea of the nature-spirit level of consciousness, and you're forming associations to that because it has relevance in this life for you in terms of expressing that kind of energy on your journey, on your path.
Okay.
That's some of the colors on your palette, in other words.
Okay. And one last question. I was talking with my friend Concha earlier, and we were talking about waking up in the morning and feeling restless, like my heart is fluttering, and like there's something I'm supposed to be doing, something that I'm missing, something that I'm forgetting. What does that come from?
That could come from any number of things. Are you forgetting something?
Oh, you were actually asking me.
Yes, I was actually asking a question.
I don't know. I've kind of always had this feeling of like there's something missing.
Something missing.
But I don't know what it is, and I don't. Does that make any
Alright.
sense?
You may be feeling the idea simply of the urge, the magnetic urge, the gravitational urge toward more of yourself. But if you relax into the trust that your life unfolds in perfect timing, that anxiety or antsiness may subside. You're not missing anything. Remember, all appointments, in a sense, have been made. The only way to miss an appointment is to spend time worrying that you're going to miss the appointment. Otherwise, the appointment can't be missed.
Okay.
So, if you feel like you're missing something, forgetting something, trust the way your life unfolds. Trust the synchronicity in your life as to how it's going to appear. It will always remind you of something you truly need to know. Always. And if you relax into that certainty, you will always get the reminder. But if you are concerned about it, if you focus on the concern, then you're going to block its ability to give you that information when you need it.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes. And I just remembered one other thing I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is my first time seeing you, so I don't know if this is like your thing or not, but
My thing.
I have been having a lot of problems with my shoulder, and someone did a healing thing on me, and she was
Yes.
saying that there is an energetic reason for the problem
There
that
always
I'm having.
is. And
But
there's also
she couldn't-
sometimes physiological ones, but that
Yeah.
doesn't negate the idea that it usually starts in some way, shape, or form energetically.
Okay. Do you have
Are
any?
you carrying too much on your shoulders? Are you shouldering too much in life?
It's very possible. I've
Well-
been one of those people that is always doing too many different things at one
Well,
time.
there you go, and there
So-
comes your anxiety as well.
Okay.
Your antsiness.
Okay.
You think you don't have enough time,
Yeah. Exactly.
but you do. You have the perfect amount of time.
Okay.
Anything that you don't get done, when you are acting on your highest excitement, it is also the organizing principle of your life. And if you keep acting on the thing that excites you the most to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further, and then act on the next most exciting thing, and the next, and the next, and the next, in whatever order they present themselves to you synchronistically, whatever doesn't get done at the end of the day didn't need to be done.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
You really need to have more trust in the way your life unfolds. You cannot go through life feeling like you're missing something, like you're not doing enough. Otherwise, anxiety and antsiness will be what you experience your life to be. Stop trying to shoulder so much. Stop putting so much weight on it, and you'll relax. Now, you can certainly take advantage of body workers to help you with this, but the energy must also change. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank
So
you.
you don't need to shoulder so much. Whatever it is you truly get done will be sufficient unto the day. Yes?
Yes. Okay.
Remember, 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 you are an infinite, eternal being. What's your rush? You exist forever. If it's not done now, it will be done later.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You can't really miss out, except by worrying that you'll miss out.
Okay.
That's the paradox, that's the irony. You follow?
I do. That makes me feel a lot better.
Why, thank you for choosing that path.
Thank you so much, Bashar.
You're welcome.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
And good day to everyone here. Thank you all for co-creating with us. Are we still pitching? Is that process still happening where people tell the story that began last year? Is that completed? Do you remember that?
Yes, nothing is ever necessarily completed. If you feel that there is a necessity in pitching, you may if you wish.
I don't feel that it's necessary. I was just
Why did you bring it up?
Because you mentioned how statements open doorways, and that reminded me of the pitching because
Yes.
it's a series of statements.
Yes.
So
It
I
was
was
for the purpose of opening those doorways.
okay. Well, maybe I'll open some doorways.
Oh, all right.
Does that sound fun? Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
So I have had the opportunity of several of my dreams coming true at the same time synchronistically of working with a teacher, working in my community, and working with my friends to help generate actions of kindness.
All right.
And I kind of would like to hear your thoughts on the spiritual energy of actions of kindness.
Well, again, the idea is compassion. The idea is knowing that you are perfectly fine, that you are self-empowered, and that the greatest act of kindness is the reflection to others that they also can choose to be self-empowered, that they are aspects of the infinite, that they are unconditional love, that they are worthy and deserving of anything that they can imagine. This is the ultimate act of kindness, is to reveal, to help reveal to them the potentiality and the possibility and the probability of who they truly are as a reflection of all that is. Because you are self-empowered enough to know that you will never be threatened by someone being their true self. Thus then, in that sense, you are free to help others by example also choose to be their true selves and know that all fits and all works together and all is harmonious when each and every individual is utterly and totally validated as that individual. Then there is true harmony.
Thank you. These actions have seemed to give a lubricating thank you, quality to group dynamics.
Yes, of course they will.
And so we've been experiencing how these actions of kindness in a growing group can create this dynamic of harmony.
Yes.
So thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
that. I was curious also about the spiritual energy of laughter.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. Your so-called Big Bang was actually a big joke. It was a big laugh. It was a big aha! It was a big realization, and the cosmic joke is that it was there all along, and yet until realized, it was inert.
So knock-knock jokes open doorways too?
Absolutely. Because when you're willing to ask who's there, you're open to receiving more information about yourself in the unknown.
Thank you.
So by all means, knock, knock.
Who's there?
You.
You like the rainbow, all the colors, H-U-E? It's a synchronistic word with many meanings, I've noticed. You.
Yes.
I was also interested in the human beauty of the human experience of beauty. I've heard that it being very unique because we can have these other experiences of not beauty, that beauty stands out on this planet, and I was wondering if you could talk about that.
Well, it's really the idea of resonance in relationship. What you would call certain kinds of golden proportions that are representative of the overall resonant relationship of all that is to all its components. Does that make sense?
Yes. Is it unique, or do you experience?
I said all that is. In relationship, resonantly, proportionately to all its components. Thus, we are certainly one of the components of all that is. And thus, that relationship, in its very nature, is beauty.
Okay, that might take a while to sink in.
Oh, all right. Whatever amount of time it takes, I'm sure will be beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bashar, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Nania, we are closely approaching the time for your holotope experience. What remains for this in terms of questioners? All right. All right. You know how much we love threes. Number one.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I'm so excited to see you.
So are we to interact with all of you.
Yay. So I just want to say thank you so much for giving me all the permission slips that have brought me to this.
I made all sorts of suggestions. You were the one that gave yourself the permission slip, so we thank you.
Oh. Well, I don't really have too many specific questions, I guess, but I just maybe wanted to ask you your interpretation of an experience I had.
Such as?
Well, it was during a very deep meditation,
Yes.
and I was basically dissolving what I saw in front of me into like particles
Yes.
and basically taking away any color or shape or form and just seeing it as particles. And then I felt like if I could remove things that no longer needed to be there, things that were like maybe too dense, and I just like took an eraser and then I opened my eyes and everything was like way bigger.
Yes.
And so it was more kind of spread apart, and it was as if there was like no shadows
Yes, we
in
understand.
the room.
You
So I
took
think it was
yourself-
like a
yes.
higher or a lesser density.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes.
So if you're really super dense, is that like, that's kind of why you would want to live in a life that's not free-flowing just because it suits you better?
The idea of density is so that you can experience change. Remember, in timelessness, you don't experience change. The only way to experience discovery, newness, change is to have the experience of density that includes space and time.
Okay.
So that's how all that is experiences the process of becoming all that is instead of just being all that is.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to maybe ask is, so is the next kind of aspect of understanding time and space would be to kind of take away time so that you would understand all things happening at the exact same moment,
Well,
right?
in your physical reality, you will not necessarily continue to have an experience of all things happening at once.
Right.
But you can certainly stretch that a bit and experience more things happening at once, yes.
Okay.
In a synchronistic way.
So the next level kind of up from that, is that it, like I kind of see it as maybe like stories that we would all be little aspects.
You are already
Of the
stories.
gods,
You are
or-
telling
yeah.
yourself stories. You are living stories. The idea now on your planet is to change the story you're telling yourself.
Okay.
Self-empowering stories are now the vogue.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yes.
Um,
Instead of stories of tragedy and lament.
yes. Totally.
Oh, woe is me.
Oh gosh.
Now it's, oh, wow, it's me.
So I watched lots of your just transmissions, and I hadn't ever come across anything on the counterparts or the hybrid children. So
Well,
I'm
then
wondering.
you haven't come across
I
those
just-
transmissions yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But they exist, and you can find them if you will ask the people that know where they are.
Well, I will. But
All right.
I wanted to ask you
Yes.
what you think about if I have any of those things. Or where, or how many, or whatever, because that sounds interesting. I just wanted to, yeah.
It may sound interesting, but at the moment, it's not relevant for us to give you that information.
Fair enough. Also, I just want to ask you one personal kind of question. If I'm actually creating a documentary right now on the evolution of consciousness with
All
my
right.
boyfriend, and we were really hoping that maybe we could talk to you at some point and maybe interview you for it. So
We will see.
we'll see.
We will see.
Okay.
Synchronicity
Yes.
will make itself known.
Well, it's brought us to this point here.
Yes, it has.
So
And
we're
it
glad.
will take you further. But we will see.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Number 2.